I've spent the last 15 years of my life working with what I would call a team of superheroes in building and expanding an idea which we had. Today I'm going to share with you our story of our idea, how we expanded it, and the lessons we learned, hopefully to inspire you to look deeper into your ideas, and more importantly, go the distance with them, even when life gets in the way. The story starts back in 2009, and I was 2 years into my Japan life, loving my life here, but at the same time I had energy to burn after my day job. And I think I spent 6 months mulling it over, and found one day on Facebook an event hosted by a volunteer group, an international volunteer group, and they would create events to raise funds and awareness for the charity they supported. And I soon became more involved. I went to their events and I was loving it. So I ended up joining this volunteer group as an events coordinator. Now, as a volunteer group, we would organise events like this one here. It's a picnic. People would turn up, they'd pay a fee, and then we would donate that fee directly to the charity. But it's not rocket science, is it? I mean, the more people that would attend our events, the more funds we would raise. So we needed a killer idea, something different, something unique, because unique ideas attract people, unique ideas attract attention. We thought we'd found it in Mount Fuji, of all places. 99% of people climb Mount Fuji from the sea. From the fifth station. We decided to create an event, thanks to a friend of mine, to climb from the sea, from 0 meters all the way to the top in 24 hours. It was a crazy event. It brought the best out of everyone who turned up. Teamwork, team building, camaraderie, pushing each other all the way to the top of that mountain through pain and overcoming it. But we realized when walking on this Sea to Summit challenge that this was not to be our killer idea. The further we climbed up, the more the roads became narrower and trucks would be speeding past. So it wasn't safe, and we knew that we couldn't create this large-scale event that we wanted to. But at the same time, we learned a lot from this event, and we wanted to apply elements of what we learned to a killer idea, this teamwork, this pain and overcoming pain, and the feeling you get from it. We just needed to look closer to home, somewhere safe, somewhere in a location which we could use. And we found it in the form of a train line, Japan's most iconic train line, the JR Yamathon line. We Wikipedia'd it, and I think it was 34.5k, the actual train line itself. So we basically thought, well, let's test walk it, let's try it. And we did, and it turned out to be 41 kilometers. But we got that same exhaustion, that same pain, and that same overcoming pain, and that achievement we got from it. So we decided to create a charity event from it. And we set some rules. Teams of 3 to 4 people would compete to walk around the Multiline, visiting all 29 stations in under 12 hours. And we gave it a sexy name, Tokyo Yamathon. Yamanote Marathon, Yamathon Marathon. November 2010, we organised this event through Facebook, and 110 people came out. Great day. They would walk around, and we set a location close by to the finishing line. And the teams would turn up in dribs and drabs between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. And they looked terrible. They walked 40k, they were in pain, some of them limping. They smelled terrible. They'd been walking all the way around the Multiline all day. But they felt amazing. You could see it in their faces. They were radiant. They were animated. They wouldn't shut up about their adventures of the day. So we knew we'd found this idea. This was our killer idea, and we wanted to move forward with it. 2011, the next year, we organised the challenge. It became an annual challenge, and 200 people turned up this time. So we were expanding, but we had more issues. 100% of the team registration fees were donated to the charity we supported. We had no money. Not for team numbers, not for example, insuring participants, not for even a finishing line. We knew we needed funding from somewhere. So that's where we came up with the idea of corporate sponsorship, going to companies for support. And we sent off to random emails to random people, and we got either no reply or a no. But there was one company that did reply, and it was a decline and a polite one at that. And it was from an investment bank, JP Morgan. 2012 came, and we decided to email JP Morgan again, and again it was a no, but it was a different kind of a no. It was a no, but we will promote internally to our employees and see how it goes. 2012 event, we had 350 people. 50 of those came from JP Morgan. And again, they looked terrible. And again, they smelled terrible. But again, their faces were radiant. And again, they wouldn't shut up about their event. And they went back to their company on a Monday morning, and we started speaking to more and more staff about it. In 2013, JP Morgan became our first official corporate sponsors, and they're still with us to this day. Thanks to JP Morgan, and thanks to the credit, it gave us more credibility, and more corporate sponsors came on board in 2014 and 2015. And it became kind of doubled up, not just as a charity event, but as kind of a platform for companies to use for team building opportunities, so that on the Monday morning they would come back and their employees would be more in tune with each other. So yeah, never try, never know. Don't stop trying. That's one thing we've learned from doing this Yamathon challenge. We got bigger and bigger, but we've had rejection along the way. That's thanks to that never try, never know attitude. But there's been a couple of rejections which you really feel. And I remember one back in 2015, and I was living in Fukushima at the time. So I traveled to Tokyo for this meeting with a Japanese bank. And the lady said, look, we love your idea. If it was a 5K event, if it was a 10-kilometer event, we'd be in, but 40 kilometers, no chance. And I took those words back with me. And I tell you, I felt really disappointed. Spending all that, taking a day off work, spending all that time to go to Tokyo for a meeting. I think a couple of days later, we had a team meeting, and I reported back what happened, and it was our venue director, actually. She said, look, maybe she's right. Maybe we need an alternative to this 40-kilometer challenge. And it was thanks to that meeting, actually, that we developed a half Yamathon alternative, a 20-kilometer alternative. So I put here, learn from rejection. I don't think we can learn from rejection. I guess I didn't. I had one-way vision. And I guess what I'm trying to say is get help from others to learn from rejection, because that's what really helped us working together. Again, we were getting bigger. 2015, I think we got 400 people. But still, there was one issue that remained, that we couldn't move the event forward, and that was our start-finish location. Up until 2015, we were using a public park. We had a tent, and we couldn't do anything because the authorities of the park were severely limiting what we could do. I think that on a rainy Yamathon, we'd have volunteers standing for 8 hours with an umbrella, and the teams would finish and they'd be soaked, so they'd quickly leave the venue where we were. We knew what we wanted. We wanted a large indoor venue. But again, never try, never know. Learning from rejection, we were doing all that, but we weren't getting anywhere. The Japanese organisations, for example. Rightly so, we were just a volunteer group. Maybe they just thought this is too much for them. But it was thanks to sharing our passion and sharing our vision with our corporate sponsors. They not only funded the event, they helped expand the event, and they helped unlock the doors that we couldn't unlock. And it was thanks to them that we organised, we managed to get a huge venue in the centre of Tokyo. And we were able to give the teams the finish they deserved, provide them with massages and a place where they can campai and reconnect with other team members and other teams. The Yamathon became a celebration, basically uniting an army of good people to achieve the extraordinary and provide a platform at the same time for others who didn't have one. 2019 Yamathon, this was pre-COVID. We managed to get 1,100 people taking part in the event, 250 volunteers. We had, what else? $350,000 US we fundraised through the Yamathon. Incredible numbers. But these were all done by normal people. We've got Koji in the background, he's on that table over there. He was our Chief of Operations, our man from Japan. We had, who else we've got? We've got Hina there from India, our venue director. We've got Sandik over there, who's our IT director from Nepal. Normal people just like you, who've managed to grow an idea from zero. So what did we learn? You know, looking back, of course, the never try, never know, the learn from rejection, the passion and vision unlocking doors, they're hugely important in what we've done. But there's been one central theme, one key point that's basically been the core of what we've done, and also we've run parallel to everything we've done. And this is a genuine desire to help others through what you do. It's been with us ever since we started the event. Even when we went to meetings with corporate sponsors, it was evident that there was a purity to what we were trying to do. And it's been with us ever since, even on the event day itself. Everything we try, we're not perfect, we're just a bunch of people trying to do our best. But this is what has been core to keeping us going and keeping us growing. So, with your ideas, when you go for your ideas, please put this at the center point of your idea. And honestly, it's done so much for our event, and it will do so much to transform your idea into making a huge impact on the world and the people around us to be everything we can be. Thank you very much.